Chinese.
They did 1 month ago, I think.
Oh, they've done it earlier, did they?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've just started the record and I am going to share my screen, turn off my phone noise and share my screen. To get started. Kelly, if you can let everybody else in if they come in. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Good
All good,
job. Good job. Okay, welcome everybody to the Global Blockchain, Cryptocurrency and Trading Meetup community. Tonight is hosted by myself and DC. We are recording and the recordings will go out on YouTube. Just a quick note on Telegram. We have a private Telegram group. It is only available to those that actually attend the meetups. So if you'd like to be invited to the Telegram group and you're not in it already, please do drop your Telegram name into the chat and we'll grab that name and we'll add you to the Telegram group. Just also at the end of the meetup, there is an opportunity to give some meetups feedback. I'd appreciate it if you could give some meetups feedback because it helps other people find the meetups. And then this is not financial advice. This is just a general chat. In our meeting this evening, we ask everyone to be aware of others, to be friendly and patient, to be welcoming and respectful, be open to all questions and viewpoints, be understanding of differences, and be kind and considerate to everyone. Upcoming meetings, we're going to skip next weekend. I actually forgot it was Easter this week. And had I known, I would have given everybody the bank holiday weekend off. So we're here this evening. We're going to take next week off. And we'll be back on the 16th of April. And on that night, we'll further our discussion on decentralized finance. And by then, we'll have also given out any prizes that have to be given out based on tonight's NFT minting contest. So tonight, we are going to discuss the process that we all went through while we were minting our NFTs. The costs, and we'll share them with each other. I have a spreadsheet set up as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take votes on them. We're going to make the votes private so nobody else knows. And we're going to distribute some prizes then to whoever gets the top votes. And we're also going to discuss tonight some DeFi as well. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I've dropped into the chat. There is a Google Sheet in the chat at the moment. That should be a Google Sheet. So if you want to drop in details, has anybody minted? Simon?
Yeah.
You've minted?
You've won.
Marco, have you minted?
No, my daughter, she was lazy enough not to deliver the project on time.
Oh, Oakley, you didn't mint.
No.
Don, you're new. Callie?
I failed. Sorry.
Archie?
The closest to minting I got was CryptoKitties.
Did you do CryptoKitties when they came out? That was a good year. That must be nearly 2 years ago now, is it?
2 years ago. Yeah, it became popular just after the last crash, the last cryptocurrency crash.
So that means we have a winner. Paula is going to win the competition. No?
Well, I can't win because I can't win because I'm like, we're a host and so we can't win. So either way, Simon's going to be the winner.
Win by default.
We don't even need a spreadsheet then. But then we had that girl last week. I wonder, well, look, we won't decide just now, right? Because I did give it until 12 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, so I'll just nudge people gently and see if anybody else has them. That girl that was with us last week, she's joined the Telegram group. I'm having a brain dead moment at the moment.
Hayley.
What's her name?
Harley.
Holly?
Haley, yeah.
Hayley.
Yeah.
Harley.
Harley.
Harley,
HAR,
yes,
yeah.
that's it. Yes. She had minted one before joining us. It was actually pretty impressive. So we'll see if she wants to submit that one. So it might be between Simon and Harley. Viviana, did you mint anything? Hi.
Hi guys. No, I
Hi.
wasn't able to.
You weren't able to. Were you not able to because you didn't understand, or you just didn't have the time, just other things in life?
Yeah, both, I think, because I have now the account of Splinterlands and I kind of I started, but I didn't have time to do anything.
Okay. Simon, do you want to tell us about the process that you went through?
Yeah, it was quite interesting because I thought I'd try my luck initially on OpenSea and go through the Ethereum route. And obviously, if you do it through Ethereum, they're the ones that are making all the money at the moment. And I got to the point, I uploaded it, I minted it, which seemed to be free on OpenSea.
That's what I had found out,
Yeah. But when I went to list it and look at the cost of actually putting it up, it was about $167 to actually list it, which was
So
great.
can I
but,
ask you, were you able to, can we see, do you want to share it with us all?
oh yeah, I need to.
You can share
find it.
screens. Can I make sure you should be able to share screens.
Yep, I'll just. Right. If I can find the
So
right
did you
right.
list it then in the end?
Well, there were two I did. The first one that I tried was, which hopefully has come up, was this one, which was basically a photograph I took on Bournemouth Beach. So I thought I'll mint that. I put it up. It's when you come to actually click sell and you go into your MetaMask, and it's just ridiculously expensive. So I ended up canning that and deciding that I'm not going to go with that. And I think I might have put in the Telegram, I started looking at what you could do on the Binance Smart Chain. And I came across this site, which was Bakery Swap. And this must have cost me about £7 to actually mint and list. So that's the one I actually ended up listing.
That's really trippy as well. What's with the two trippy ones like?
I just wanted to make it a little bit different, but that's when I was walking up Bournemouth Pier the other week, and in total that must have cost around $7 or $8.
You don't have to wobble like that. I'm feeling sick.
It's after he's coming back from the dinner, he doesn't see well the road.
But yeah, so I mean the way I went about it, and I've actually got this sitting in my trust wallet at the moment. But it was really straightforward to do. You literally would just go in. It had, I think it was under NFT Supermarket, and it just had an option for, I mean, my wallet's not connected here, so I can't do it, but it had an option for minting. And then it goes through an approval process where they just check it and make sure it's not copyrighted. And then for about 80 odd cents, I think it was, you can then list it, which I've done. So it's now listed on there.
And what would the liquidity be like there? Would they have many?
There's quite a lot on there because it's not that expensive. It's nothing like the ETH ones you'll do where you literally got a lot of people buying them. On here, the other thing is they use different currency. So if you look at some of these are currency called Bake.
Yeah.
And Bake is around, I think it's just over $1. It's about $1.20. But it's quite interesting. There's quite a lot on there. You can sort it by price. You can look at GIFs and JPEGs. There's quite a mix of stuff you can do. And there's some quite.
When you were making it, do you know if you were able to attach a video? And if so, what size?
Yeah, that was the thing. I mean, this I did as a GIF. I think you can do MP4s, which are smaller files. The reason I did this as a GIF was because I wanted looping.
Yeah.
Whereas the MP4s, you'll just get a short, like a video. I think it's up to 10 megabytes, so it's not particularly big. And I struggled because the GIFs are actually quite big. So I struggled getting this under 10 megabytes to actually upload.
Okay. So that was a problem that I encountered as well, was the size of the file that I could upload. I had wanted to do a video, to attach a video, and I had wanted to actually attach the video as an unlockable. And for some reason I thought of the platform that I was using that I could, but I couldn't. So I ended up uploading just a picture. And I was really quite disappointed then. And I spent about $130. And I didn't use ETH, I used Hive, and I used the Tribal Dex platform that a Grode introduced us to. Yeah, and I was sadly disappointed. Now, what I will say is mine sold. And the person that bought it then burnt it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And
Did they cover your
sent me a
costs?
message and they said, why did you mint this on Tribal Dex? Why didn't you do it somewhere else?
Well, at least we know now, huh?
So, but I only had mine up for sale for one Hive, which is less than $1.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they burnt it. But then I made 20 copies of it for some reason when I was minting it. I ended up minting 20 copies. So I have another 19 there. You can all have one if you want.
Oh gosh.
How was the process when you went through it? Was it fairly straightforward? Because I didn't try the Hive one.
So it was fairly straightforward for me because I already have Hive and I already have all of the tokens involved. But the tokens that are involved, you need this B token, which is only sold, it's on the Tribal Dex platform, which means you have to try and fund an exchange to fund Tribal Dex to buy this weird token, which in terms of onboarding, that's a nightmare.
Mm.
That's a total nightmare. It's not, I wouldn't send somebody down that route because I just feel like, do you know what, if you're not on that platform already, it's just a rabbit hole. And then there's no liquidity. So that was my experience. Catherine, hello. I didn't get to say hello to you as you came in.
Hi, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Yes,
trying to
it
put
is.
my video on. I for some reason, I'm on my phone, and for some reason I can't get this on my desktop. I don't know why. I'm trying to turn the video on, and it's not going on. I don't know why. But anyway, I haven't done anything. I'm still getting used to all of this, listening to you talking about it all, and it's only now kind of starting to kind of, you know, what the hell are they on about? I now know what a hive is, and I now know what. So last week I haven't even got time to read it yet, but there was a whole article in, you know, the Sunday Business Post, and I've actually bought that, but I haven't sat down to read it yet. So I just tuned in tonight to see, can I sort of get my head a little bit more around some of it anyway. But that's it, yeah. So that was interesting last week, listening to Haley as well. Yeah, she was like me. She just hadn't got a clue when she started out either. So yeah.
No, look, we all have to start somewhere. So we do. And you know, that's what we're about in here, is helping people along the way and sharing and learning from each other. I don't think there's one of us in here.
I don't know why this video won't go on, and I don't know why I can't seem to do it on my desktop. I don't know. But anyway, I'm here and I'm listening.
And I also didn't say hello to Christiane Tios.
Oh, hello.
Hey, welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm really glad to be here. I recently started investing in crypto, and I would like to leverage my more information and get more familiar with investing.
Okay. Well, I think it seems Simon, yourself and myself are the only ones in here that actually minted the token. We leave it till tomorrow, just to see if any more entries come in. And then everybody keep an eye on the Telegram group. Christiana's just to tell you about the Telegram group. If you want to join it, if you drop your Telegram name into the chat there, you'll be sent a private link to join it. The same with you, Wayne, as well. Catherine, did you get Telegram in the end?
No, I didn't. I haven't done it yet. No.
Okay,
I
not to
think
worry.
I started to do it, and then there was something you had to go into some other route or something. I can't remember, but I got sidetracked with something else, and I meant to go back to it that afternoon, and then I forgot until now. Basically.
Okay, well, what we'll do is, Simon, we'll leave it till tomorrow. I'll drop that spreadsheet into Telegram just in case anybody else that isn't here this evening has minted one. We'll give it till 12 o'clock tomorrow. It may be, you may be winner by default, but we won't celebrate just yet. So we won't. The prize, well, we may only have to give out one prize. So the whole prize will go to you if it is. So it'll be...
Paul, one
Well,
suggestion.
had some competition.
One suggestion, because the people in is Easter, and there is a lot there is a low not many people delivering that.
Are you asking for more time, Marco?
Why you don't extend that to next Friday?
Are you asking for more time?
No, just an idea.
I already knows we're not here till next Friday, till the following Friday. So he's trying to buy himself 2 weeks there. Nice move, Marco.
Well, if there's no objections from anybody, we can extend it.
Turn off Simon. He's the only
Simon
one that
would be
can
offended.
go against.
I'm more than happy. Yeah, extend it.
Great, Viviani. Yeah, we'll add you to the Telegram group. That's no problem. So Simon, do you mind if we extend it then?
No, not at all. No, it'd be. I'd be really interested to see what other people come up with as well.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, well then,
You wanna
because
start?
there's some new people in here that aren't aware of it, we may fill you in. So Wayne and Don. Don, were you here last week? You weren't. You weren't.
No, this is my first time.
This is your first week.
Be gentle.
And Christiane Tius, is that how you pronounce that, yeah?
You can call me Chris.
Chris, okay. So what we're doing for a little bit of fun is we're having a challenge of minting some non-fungible tokens. You can mint them wherever you want. You can mint whatever you want. And we're just going to kind of, we're doing it just for the experience, for the learning. And, you know, it's a real big buzz at the moment in the crypto world. So just to see kind of the process that's involved so we can share the process with everybody, have a little bit of fun minting, and then many of us aren't too worried whether, well, I'm not worried about sales. There will be some prizes then for people that take part. So we're going to extend the competition now. How long will we extend it for? The 2 weeks then, because we're not back for 2 weeks. I feel a bit bad now for you, Simon, after putting in all this work.
Everyone else has got an advantage that they've seen mine already now.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't share mine. Well, look, I'll share mine too then. Hold on till I find it. Yeah, I'm not really too sure how I get in. Oh, there it is. Okay, share my screen. Share. So that's mine. It's literally a squirrel in a tree, but I had robbed some drone footage from my husband, and the drone found the squirrel in the tree and followed it around and stuff, and it was really pretty cool. So it was the drone footage, the video that I wanted to sell, not the picture.
I did wonder that when I read the instructions, sorry, the description on it. So that was actually a remote drone, was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was done by drone. Yeah. So and the whole video was pretty cool. So yeah, that's mine. Don, you're just asking telephone number. Have you got Telegram? Yeah, Don.
I sent that as a private message.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm just asking you, have you got Telegram?
I have Telegram, but I don't have a Telegram username. That when I type it in, it gives me an error, so I couldn't send you a username to add me.
Okay, yeah. If you want to direct message me your number,
Super.
And I'll add it in afterwards. That's going to come to me, David, as a direct message, yeah?
I can't get Arshit in either. He seems to be either not named on Telegram or else I assume he is on Telegram. I don't know what's going on.
Can I just ask you, does that, you know, the way you're saying there to the other chap about just sending your number and then you can add him in, is that the same like the way you do it on WhatsApp? Can you do that with me as well? Or?
Only if you have Telegram. You have to have Telegram installed.
Right.
But yes,
Okay.
you can. And yeah, you see, there is a little bit of a process of going in to set up a separate username. So feel free, if you have Telegram, to send me on your number, Catherine. You can send it on to me. Them messages you were sending me on meetups, they're private, the direct messages, yeah?
Okay.
Or
yeah.
you can direct message me in the chat here if you know how to. You just change the 2 to my name and it'll come through to me then directly. Nobody else will see it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll move on then to our next topic. So we've extended that for 2 weeks. So everybody can now relax and know that they're in with a chance of winning some crypto. I think by default, though, we need to give Simon a prize because he was the only one ready for tonight. So we will give Simon a round of applause because he is going to get the prize. Simon, I'm going to talk to you about that later on. And we will do something because you were the only one, okay? And then we'll have other prizes then for the next week. Hi, Carlos, how are you?
Hi, Carlos.
So we're going to talk about decentralized finance tonight. That was our topic for tonight. It's another fairly hot subject in the crypto space. It had a little bit of a moon there last summer and then kind of dipped off. I noticed a lot of the top 10 changed. Some DeFi went in, now they've gone back out again. The non-fungible tokens seem to have taken over. But I definitely think DeFi is not dead. Would anybody like to try and explain what it is?
Decentralized finance?
Yeah, but not everybody understands how banks and finance work in the first place.
So I understand the DeFi as a project that try to disrupt the way that the traditional finance work and behave with the customers, or even interact between themselves. So it's intended to create new projects that will facilitate the integration and in the end become a better world in terms of leading with the transactions and all that. So that's my understanding, I think, short enough.
The way I see it is decentralized finance is the end of centralized banks. Maybe in 10 years, maybe in 5 years, who knows? But it cuts out the middleman, gets rid of the need for these bankers and people in the middle to have you using their funny money and with their exorbitant fees. You just cut them out and do it all yourself. Work it off your phone. Make sure you have VPN and obviously antivirus. And you just be your own bank and say goodbye to the whole mess that is funny money, fiat currency. That's my take on it.
I think probably the biggest thing with it is it's smart contract based. So all of the interactions you're doing are all backed by code rather than backed by individuals making a decision. And I think that's probably the biggest thing for me that makes it attractive. And I used to work for a building society, so I kind of get a lot of how some of that background stuff works. The difference with DeFi is you've not got, exactly as David said, you've not got that middleman. You're literally joining that smart contract, what that smart contract says it will do if you meet the terms of it. And there's no, I suppose, veering off from what you've set out to do in the first place.
I think I have a very good example of that. I think in 2016, I was working for a big pharmaceutical, and my countries, I was credit collections there, and my country was Libya, Iran, Egypt, and Yemen, I think. And there was a big payment, about 1 million, that needed to be made. And simply the guys on Libya, they sent us the bank remit saying that, look, we made the payment. You should have the payment on your account. So we have been 3 weeks trying to track the payment. We lost the track of the payment for that 3 weeks, calling every day with the Citibank, trying to understand where the money was. Finally, when the money arrived, he arrived with less 150,000 euros. And we asked why was the reason that money was missing. They told that was bank charges and over the process. Okay, send me a breakdown of that cost. And they just sent the breakdown for a part of that. The other part was missing. They told that was intermediaries all over the process, that they were taking a little bit each one. And so basically, when I asked my financial director, he told, no, that's completely normal. It's the way that the business works. So I was impressed, and I think decentralized finance will come to solve that kind of problems. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's typical. It's really quite annoying, even as a non-business customer. If you're making a transfer, an international transfer or something, and it takes 3 or 4 days. Mm-hmm. And really all they're doing is taking your money from the banks and putting it off into their little loan account for 3 or 4 days, making a few bob out of it before they pass it on to somebody else.
But the best on a transaction from a country like Africa, it was that there was times that the money was never arrived. He left, let's say, Libya, but then he never arrived because one of the intermediaries ran without dollars to finalize the transference. And that was amazing stories that I had the period that I was working with that countries. I collect a lot of stories from like that one. And today does make sense with the blockchain. I think in 10 minutes, or let's say in a day, you have that in a cost of a fraction of that. And that accelerates the business, accelerates everything. So it's very good points.
Oakley, have you had any involvement at all?
I have, not directly with crypto, but to do with decentralized finance as a concept. And reasons why was several of them. And one example was my girlfriend tried to send me some US dollars from a Turkish bank account, and she works for the UN, but that was blocked by the American government because one of the banks that sends or receives must be American if you're sending US dollars. So that's a crazy rule that they had. I don't know if they still got that, but I've used TransferWise for years, and they give me a card, and I digitally put money into different currency pots, and I travel quite a lot between the UK and Australia. And if I stop over in an airport in Singapore, I'll have some Singapore dollars on that card, and I can then just use that debit card directly for buying coffees and things like that, and paying in the local currency with no transfer fees, because the fees have already been made at my convenience when it was good to make those transfers previously. And the same for local currencies. If ever I go on holiday somewhere, it's always on that card. Much more convenient than trying to use certainly a UK credit card and pay for it and then pay the bank charges as well as any transaction fees, which would be just crazy.
And have you ever considered a crypto card like crypto.com or?
I've applied for an eToro card for whenever they come out. Yeah, most of the cards, and the same with the PayPal, they don't seem to actually be crypto cards. They seem to be, they'll hold crypto, but then they turn it into currency to make the transaction. Certainly that's what I've seen so far.
Yeah, but you will need always that, because if the other party, the end party doesn't accept crypto itself natively, there is a need of
absolutely
a conversion from a crypto or whatever. But that's my understanding. Sorry,
but the better solution would be for them to take crypto.
Yeah, but I think we are far away a little bit of that normal thing that you go in a coffee shop and they accept crypto, or you go whatever. We still have
the problem with crypto for small amounts is going to be the mining fees, because you don't want to buy a coffee for a couple of dollars and then pay $5 for a mining fee, or $5 or $20.
So you need always that kind of conversion. So some entity that will manage that process, and they just charge you a very small fee that is completely manageable over the process. So that's my opinion of the process.
One of I've got 3 different crypto cards that I've got experience of. So crypto.com, which have one of the big ones that came out, and they're quite user friendly, and they've got quite a lot of options on there now, but you get things like cash back if you spend in crypto. I've got Swipe Card, which is the SXP token. And that you can change the currency you're spending. So you can either spend normal fiat money if you load it up, or if you've got any other tokens like Bitcoin or SXP or anything like that, you can use that as a payment method. Now, going back to Oakley's point, I think what they're doing is they're using the fiat part of it, and then they're taking their conversion of it, because paying for a coffee with Bitcoin you just wouldn't do. Bitcoin Cash, on the other hand, I mean, BCH, that would be viable to buy coffee with. So, I mean, if you're looking at those sort of things, it depends on the crypto. And the last one I used was Plutus, which is a relatively new one. It's quite a small one, and they've got a token, PLU, which has done quite well recently. And that is a newer startup. I've been really, really impressed with it. And you get, if you stake 100 Plu tokens, you get 3% cash back as Plu. So it's quite good rewards you can get on it and build up some crypto with it.
Yeah, nice small market cap as well. I sold my Plu there recently.
But I think coming back just to the concept, I think the way they work is like when we have an intercompany transaction. So basically, the same company have different branches or whatever, and they just change the account receivable and accounts payable. They just do a balance between them, and then they just transfer. And I think that big organization, TransferWise, and even that cards that you explained, they hold some kind of currencies in the top, and they just manage the balance, because it's the only way they can make money. They charge you something, a fee, but in the back end doesn't exist that fee, because they hold that X amount that then acts as a support for the business. That's my understanding how they can make money from the business.
So what about the decentralized finance stuff that's going on now at the moment, where there is a lot of farming going on and it's releasing these new tokens, and how is there perceived value in these, and where is that all going to go?
I missed part of your question.
So at the moment, the decentralized finance, with a lot of the tokens and the products that are coming out, there's farms associated with these, and you can add liquidity and you farm new tokens. But I don't know, these particular tokens that you're actually farming, what value are they? Where are they getting their value from? When all the farming is done, you can't mine forever. So where is that all going?
Well, my understanding is behind of that projects should be a value that then provides value to the business itself. We need always to be attention to the concept of. You remember in 2017 that everyone was trying to create an ICO. And basically, even normal business, they wanted you wanted to open a coffee shop, and you're going to do an ICO in the top of coins, and then there was no concept behind of that kind of things, because I think if you build a company aligned with the crypto market, you need to have a certain kind of structure and value behind that, and I think that is going to happen the same on this let's say journey again. Many of the companies will disappear in a short time. That's my opinion.
So some of the farming and liquidity mining, I have done some of that using PancakeSwap, and I think I mentioned that last time, and it does actually work out quite well, providing liquidity. I think the risk you've got with that is that the value of the tokens could vary quite a lot. So you potentially could lose based on something you've put liquidity in going up massively and it not balancing out. But I mean, PancakeSwap, which again is Binance Smart Chain, and going back to Marco's point, it is centralized Binance, so it's not ideal. But it does give you a lot of different options and a lot of tokens. Like Zilliqa's gone on there recently. You've got Alice, which is one of the big projects that's recently come out. So there's a lot of those on there, and you basically provide liquidity, get liquidity pool tokens, and you'll get rewarded for providing liquidity. And it can be quite lucrative. I mean, some of the APRs, I think I might have said last week, when they first launched Zilliqa, you were looking at around an 800 or 900% APR as they were trying to build up liquidity because there weren't many people with money in that pool. So I think if you get in at the right time and you pick the right projects and provide liquidity, it can be quite lucrative.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have a few myself. And one of them is really new, and I have been on the farm with it and it's doing quite well. But I'm just sitting back then saying, well, this is a completely new token, and what value is the token after that? Going to, if you don't mind for 1 second, my little girl is here. We have a guest speaker. So we have. She would like to tell you all about. Are you going to do it or not? She'd like to tell you all her interpretation of what Bitcoin is, okay? Very young guest speaker. She's only 8 years of age. Now, you ready?
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi.
Now,
Hi,
tell me
Amber.
what Bitcoin is. Go on.
In Minecraft, when you put blocks together, when you make a chain, and then when you mine them, it gets treasure, and then it turns into Bitcoin.
Very good. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Spot on.
No. No, there you go. Okay. Off you go back into
Well done. Well, if she can understand it, I can understand.
Here you go, Paula. You have Paula version 2.0.
Say that again.
Here you go. You have Paula version 2.0.
Yeah, teaching them all about Bitcoin when they're nice and young. But you know, by the time she grows up,
We know,
you know, it's a different generation. Like my son plays all these games where he's using these tokens that are just wasting my money, and they're not non-fungible tokens, but they're all digital currency. So this is all going to be second nature to all of these sort of kids. So back to the topic. Apologies for the interruption, and we'll go back to the topic. And is anybody else on any farms or has been looking at any of these tokens and can talk about the ones that they're using?
Yes, I would just like to ask a question to Simon Dyer. Yeah, I've recently been staking BNB on Binance, and I've been receiving Alice for us. Could you maybe provide some information on Alice? What exactly is this? Do you know?
Yeah, my understanding of Alice, because I'm doing this on PancakeSwap and getting Alice tokens for farming those. I think Alice is due to come out soon. I think it's like a virtual world, so it's very similar to things like Decentraland, where you can play it for free, but you can purchase characters or non-fungible tokens or outfits or whatever within the game. So I think that's more what Alice is about. I'll stick a link to the site on the chat, actually, that will give you more information. But yeah, Binance do some quite good things like that. Previously, I've staked some BNB and got some quite good tokens off the back of it.
I think Chris made a very good point for the community. I think most of the people, and I see that a lot, and I've seen that on. I have been on that position in 2017, and maybe I make all that mistake. So when we get inside of the market, we go because everyone is going and everyone is making money, and we see the Twitters, everyone makes a lot of money, and we don't stop to think how the things work. We don't stop to ask where we are putting our money. Most of the people don't understand what is a blockchain, but they are putting money there. And I think it's valid that everyone stops a little bit and think, what's the concept of the things, what's the value behind of the things, how the market works. And then if you want to, if your ambition is to make money on this market, start to learn the concept. To be honest, I did all that mistakes. Fortunately, I haven't lost because I got in a good position that luckily I made some value from that. But now I'm spending most of my time trying to learn and develop my knowledge around of trading, even small rules that apply to the trading markets, and try to understand the concepts all around of that. I did exactly what you did, Chris, on 2017, that everyone was talking about something and I was putting my money there immediately without knowing even the concept of the things. And today I see the things, I rather prefer to lose a run instead of putting my money in something that I don't believe or is going to be wrong, you know?
I think a good starting point is always the white paper, just to get an idea of what the project's actually about. And I think you get a good feel for that and also what the website looks like. I know it sounds really silly, but when you look at the website, if it's quite a well-produced website, it looks quite flashy and you've got white paper backing it up, normally that's quite a good sign. And then look up the team on LinkedIn, look at the background they've got and things like that, and that kind of gives you a bit more of a feel, like Marco was saying, because there's so many projects out there, it's so easy to get swamped by the
and you cannot go, you cannot get every project, so basically you cannot get everyone, so you need to learn a little bit of the concepts. And if you want to start to trade, learn the concepts, learn the basics, because just with the basics you will have some information that most of the people don't have, because most of the people they see in the news that someone became millionaire with the Bitcoin or with the crypto, and they just want get in and they don't understand how the things work, and then most of the people will lose money in the long run. You can have a lucky that you put money in something and you make 10 times or 15 times or 100 times, but in the long run you will lose money. To be honest, in 2018, January 2018, my wallet, all my assets together on the crypto at the value of 4 Bitcoins and half. Today, even I don't hold 1 Bitcoin. I lost all that advantage on the process because of silly mistakes. Most of them putting money. I'm still on profit because I had good runs, but I could be in much better position if I just know a little bit of how the things work instead of trying to be everywhere and trying to follow too much information. Sometimes to have too much information is bad, because you try to find some people that you trust and start to learn about them and how they work and how they behave. In question, come to groups like this one and ask the people how the things work.
I think with the decentralized finance, because you can stake your tokens and you get these other tokens. So you're doing that on PancakeSwap and you're doing it on Binance, yeah? For the, what's it called again? The Alice token. So when platforms are saying, like, put your coins here and we're going to give you free such and such, yeah, I think everybody's jumping on board of it because they're just getting free tokens and they don't know what they're getting. It's like, oh, well, it's more tokens, yay.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think a lot of what you actually get is the reward from the fees that you pay for, people pay for doing swaps. So where you're providing liquidity, I think that's where some of the actual rewards come out. Because you get, depending on the size of the pool, and that goes back to the Zilliqa one. When they first did the Zilliqa one on PancakeSwap, I mean, Zilliqa's been around ages, but when they first put it on PancakeSwap, they had very low liquidity, So by providing liquidity, you were getting the majority of the fees as your kind of kickback for providing liquidity. So the bigger the pool gets and the more people providing liquidity, obviously your share gets smaller and your share of the fees gets smaller. So I think that's the general principle behind it. But yeah, like you say,
so yeah, add to them sort of liquidity pools, because I've watched the liquidity pools on Uniswap, and you have it's kind of like betting on one currency when you're putting the two currencies in. So let's say you have a pool and it's tethered to Bitcoin. If the price of Bitcoin goes up, your holding of Bitcoin actually goes down in that pool, and your holding of Tether goes up.
Yeah. There's a thing called illiquid loss, isn't there? Where that happens, where the value goes. That I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I've had exactly that experience when I provided liquidity for Uniswap. Oh God, ages ago with I forget the token it was. It was one of the rebalancing ones, and I took the liquidity out of it, and I was like, oh, that's less than I was expecting, and then realised what had actually happened.
Yeah, I done that as well. So I did. Now I didn't get, actually when I done it, it wasn't too bad because the price of the coin went up and then it went back down again to where it was. So I was back to square one. But as I was watching it, I was like, because I didn't know it was going to happen, I was like, oh, how come? I can't even remember what coin it was, but I was like, how come that coin is going down? I thought I put more than that in there. And I wasn't aware that this sort of arbitrage things happened in the background, but they very much do. And it's really worth keeping an eye on if you are adding to liquidity pools. Does that happen on the likes of PancakeSwap?
Yeah, it's a similar sort of thing. I think it's the principle behind all of the liquidity pools. So you have got to be careful what you're using. I did the same. I think BepSwap was another one, which was Thorchain, and that was a similar sort of thing. I was putting in things like Binance coin and other coins. I mean, luckily I took all of it out before there was that massive pump where it went from about $30 to about $200 odd. But yeah, that's one of the risks, I guess.
I think there is no free meals on the process, so the people need to be aware, especially for the new ones that are on the group. So there is no free meals. There is always risk of loss, and the people need to be aware. I normally I used to ask this to the people that think that everyone that is in crypto now is making a lot of money. I rather ask them how much you can afford to lose. That's the first question to make to them. After that, we can start a conversation because the people think that there is a free money out there and everyone is going to make money off that. But no, that's not true. There is risk involved. The people can, if they make bad decisions, they can lose money. And that's a very good point. That's part of the education of a process. It's very volatile. You can make money, you can lose in the next minute, and you just make profit when you get out of the position. You just make a loss when you get out of the position. So you need always to understand that basic concept around of trading.
Just on that as well, I think one of the things maybe for a future meeting is looking at things like exit strategies.
Yeah.
When I joined at the start, I think, Marco, you were talking about having pulled out of certain alts and so on.
No, I was fantastic. I made all the roller costs. I went up, really up. I did all the way down. and at the time, I remember I was getting inside of positions just because. Oh my God, this is you see Bitcoin going up. I went Bitcoin. I first seen Bitcoin. Maybe when it started to go in, maybe in the 1,000. Okay, it still come down 1,500. I still come down 3,000. I still come down 5,000. It still come down, and 18,000. You put the money there, and then it comes down. So you have a lot of that experience. And to have that knowledge, you need to have the concepts how the markets work, and you to understand there is sometimes that it's too late for you getting on that run. You just need to wait for the next run to happen, because all the markets go up and down, and since you understand that, you will be in a safer position to make decisions. But definitely we should, if we can have a session on trading, or I don't know if we can bring a professional trader or whatever, someone that brings some value to have a discussion, will be really.
We do. We had that guy that popped in last week.
But that one was for automating trade, right? Something like that.
No. He from the little that we spoke so far, there would be free educational content before any sort of pitch, so it would be trading tips and stuff like that.
Always interested. Someone that we hear, the ones that are a little bit more advanced, like me, we hear a lot of strategy, week off. We hear about Fibonacci, we hear about Elliott waves, we MACDs, and many times we don't know. Most of the people don't know exactly what they mean, and many times they provide really valuable information if you are looking to a chart, and maybe can prevent you from making a mistake that go inside of something that in the next day it start to come down, and I think that's very valuable for these people that are joining the group. And maybe if I had that conversations in 2017, today I was in a completely different position.
So I made the same mistake in 2017 that I held right down to the very bottom. And here I am back up again. Yeah, but I have been considering, Simon, an exit strategy. So I have, and it's very kind of hard in this cycle, because I'm not 100% convinced this is going to be a normal cycle because of all the institutional money coming in. But assuming it's a normal cycle, my plan would be, starting from the end of this month, would be to take 10% out every month for the next 5 months, leaving 50% there. That would bring me up to the end of August. The cycle is meant to end in September, so I'd still have 50% in there in September.
Where you got that September as a deadline? You have inside information?
No.
I'm joking, Paula.
No. So based on the cycle and the timings of the cycle from the halving to the next halving.
So that means Bitcoin, based on your explanation, I was looking the Elliott's waves, and we can see clear that Bitcoin is up to go on the third wave, on the last wave of this leg, let's say. So I'm wondering if he's just the starting of. We're going to have now the first leg completed, and then he comes down. Then he goes to the second leg, that normally is the bigger one, and then he goes to the third one, and that maybe gives September as a timeline to complete all that one. So that you are bringing me some confidence on that.
Yeah, so this isn't me saying September. So it's not, this is based on the historic, so the 3 cycles. Have we had 3 or 4?
That means we will have Bitcoin around of 250,000 on September.
Date. They actually have an exact date. So they have,
nobody can have, but basically on cycles. So you believe that Bitcoin will be around of 200K on September?
I don't know. I don't know if it'll go as high as 200K.
David, you are the man of the Bitcoins.
Yeah, we're going to have a massive blow up top. Don't be surprised if you see some ridiculous number, but it will come down just as hard as it went up.
Yeah, that's normal.
As you know, we could have a 70% correction, but I definitely think that the stock to flow on the chart Paul is talking about, I think the exact date was September 23rd, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, yeah.
Now you need to recall that charts often, because it really is good information. And I think, and there is another one that gives the information of the alt season, when the balance start to balance to the alt season, when the Bitcoin stabilize a little bit, and then the alt season starts.
Yeah.
I think it's very good information, but the trick to make really money of this is you can get out as much higher possible. Nobody will take the money on the toppest. You get out of that and you move all your positions to USDT, and then wait, relax, and wait that that correction comes to the bottom.
Exactly, Marco. So I'm going to jump back to our original topic on that point. You cash out to USDT or USDC or whatever stable coin it is that you're cashing out on. And you have then all these decentralized finance people saying, hey, come join my pool and I'm going to give you a certain percentage reward. And that's when the decentralized finances, I think, is going to kick back off again, is when the rest of the market cools down. People have taken profits, they have Tether, they have stable coin, and they can earn interest on these, or they can cash it into fiat, put it into the bank, probably pay negative interest rates because that's the way banks are going, and watch the money devalue.
No, I don't think that will do. So I'm not making living of crypto. So I don't need to take the money out there. So I'm happy to see the money grow up.
So would you be willing to then put it, so you've cashed into your stable coin, would you be willing then to stake it on a decentralized finance platform and earn your 20-30% interest on it?
20, 30. I don't think that if you have too much tether on the market, the rates will be come down to a normal levels of 3-4% like you do today with Bitcoin and with Ether. So I don't think they will pay so much for the Ether at that time, because today they need Tether, you know. But if all the people is moving the money to the Tether, I don't think they will pay so much on interest. But of course, you will be happy maybe if you find a Defi, decentralized finance like let's say Celsius, they work where you have the money under your control, not in their own wallet. You never know what can happen to that kind of companies. And I lost already some money on some exchanges that gone, like Cryptopia. So I will be happy to do that, even if they pay 3-4%. It's much better than take this out to the market, and then because you are ready to the next wave, you have the money there, is ready. If you move out and you come to a normal bank, then you need to put again the money back there. And I think if you don't cash out, you don't need to pay taxes, right?
No, that's not entirely correct, unfortunately. So
I'm
it's
go
not.
back
So
to Portugal. I'm go back to my country when I need to pay taxes.
So here in Ireland and in the UK, if you're trading, okay, so unfortunately with the revenues, they don't allow you very many transactions before they see it as trading. And if you're seen as trading, well, then every transaction is a taxable transaction.
And how do you mean? Are they going to see my finance account or my wallets, or you need to go log on there?
Well, I'm sure you've KYC'd somewhere, but yes, they'll ask you for a statement of account, and you'll have to provide them a full list of every single transaction.
Okay.
So that's what I'm back earlier at a different meetup. I shared a page, a website, Coinly.
No, I'm using that all the day. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that will track. And that if you need a tax report, you can pay for a proper tax report off them. Kelly, would you share that coinly.io? Could you grab that there and just share for anybody else that hasn't seen it?
It's fantastic. It's not perfect, but it's the best that I've seen on the market so far.
The biggest challenge with it is, and I mean, you can't do anything about it, but if you've got wallets like MetaMask or Trust or Atomic or whatever, you don't get an API that links to the wallet. So each individual contract address for each of the tokens you hold in it, and that's where it gets a bit tricky. If you're doing it with Binance or Coinbase,
and the fact that you need to be always refreshing, and I think they could do it that automatic on the system.
You can pay for them to do a daily. I think it's $40, and they'll do a daily refresh for you.
Thank you. I problem.
I'm happy just to click the button.
First thing on the morning, refresh, and be happy to the day.
But I think they were talking about like a tax reform on crypto transactions. If you see, I think there was a paper from Central Bank of Ireland, or I think there was from UK administration as well. They were trying to like treat that transaction depending upon the volume that you trade. and whatever the money you incurred as a profit, that will be taxed depending upon.
And how they going to deal with the losses? Let's say if you do losses in one, how they going to?
So you have a thing called rollback relief for losses.
Okay.
So let's say you made 100 grand this year, and next year you paid your tax on your 100 grand this year, and next year you have a loss of 50,000. Well, you can reclaim taxes that you paid.
Okay, fair enough.
On the previous year, and you've got rollback relief for 3 years.
Okay, not bad.
I ran my affairs through Kindly, and I automatically done that. It was built into the APIs on each exchange already, so you don't really need to worry about that,
Yeah.
Another thing I was thinking about there as well, guys, if you're saying like you're coming up to an exit strategy and we want to take some funds out of coins, whether it be DeFi, altcoins, Bitcoin, wherever the hell you're doing, you want to put into stable coins or you want to stake it. But like you'd have to move it into stable coins. If you stake specific coins, you're going to lose the value of.
Yeah, you remember with Dada, what happened with Dada on the run of 2017? He went down 90, almost 100%, if I remember. It was a case of study. Normally, doesn't go so deep. Of course, you need to. One of my mistakes, because at a certain stage, my account was so small that even I was demotivated, to watch the crying. And I don't want to do these mistakes this time. So I think we should always have realistic. When you go inside of a training, you should have a realistic place to start to taking money. The decision that I take with BNB, I think it was rational. I don't believe that the coin on the concept goes much higher than this. Even if it goes, I will live with that. So I will be happy. And I think it's how the traders work, right?
That's the crazy thing about these crypto bull runs, is that even if the coin isn't worth anything, just an announcement about an announcement is going to make a pump, and then you haven't got the coin anymore.
I sold 2 weeks ago. I think I sold a coin that I invested back in 2017. The project is dead. The team ran away with everything. Everything is closed. And I start to see the coin moving up. And when we arrived to 50% of the investment, I just took out the money because I'm happy already. I just lost half of the money of the investment there because I don't see any. How is possible something that is that being having transactions? So and I think it does make sense. So, but I think when as a trader or when someone needs to invest, the person needs always to live well with the decision. If you move with the waves, you will lose money with the time, for sure. But if you strict, okay, I'm happy to do. I'm going to put 5,000 on Bitcoin. If I do 30%, I'm happy to move out. You will live well with that because you were set. You had profit. I think it's one of the discipline, risk management are the most important things on trading.
I just want to mention as well, it's slightly off topic. It's obviously still to do with cryptocurrency. Ethereum's breaking out as we speak. It's actually looks like it's having a breakout.
Yeah, all-time high.
Yeah. Is it up to that?
It's at the clip, and it clipped to 20,049. It's about 20,070 something now at the moment on this chart. And I noticed on the Bitcoin's dominant chart that Bitcoin is starting to cool off. Now, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I have a sneaky feeling we're on the precipice of a juicy little altcoin run. So I know, Marco, you've just kind of got out of your positions, but I think
not all of them. Only a few.
Not all. I still have some I believe that.
I'll show you here. I'll give you a quick look.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The chart's still open here.
But I think the first 2 weeks of the month, Bitcoin will run to the 70s. That happened on the last 4 months in a row.
Oh, that's the Coinly site for anybody that is interested. That was up there a second ago.
Yeah, I just want a quick look at that. I mean, I shared the link out there, but
yeah, I seen you share the link there.
That's basically the Coinly app. Yeah, report your taxes in under 20 minutes. Yeah, not bad at all.
It's very good. In fact, was the best one.
And even just for portfolio management and being able to check your balance with the click of a button and stuff like that, it's pretty
very
good.
good.
First one I'm going to show you guys is this is just real quick. It's the DXY. This is basically the American dollar against a basket of different currencies, popular currencies like Kiwi dollars, yens, euros, whatever, all pulled together. And when this goes on a run, Bitcoin tends to suffer. So you can see here, it was obviously bearish since 2008. I'm not going to roll the chart back that far since the last crash, but every time this kind of takes off a bit, Bitcoin suffers a bit and alts suffer a bit. It went on a run, but see now it's starting to peter off. And then you'll also notice the all cryptocurrencies chart, wherever the hell that's gone. We can down DXY, USD. Bitcoin dominance chart, there we are. You see this here. As that goes up, this takes a hit. There's a bit of correlation going on there. So
that's the 5-minute chart there.
Oh yeah, I love me 5-minute charts.
Yes.
You are a scalping trader.
But you'll see that Bitcoin dominance is starting to peter off now. Once it fell out of this channel, Ethereum took off and broke its high. So looking at ETH chart as well, you'll see down to the 45 minutes, Paul. I'll make a compromise on that with you, right? ETH out of its channel here. It came down, retested here, and looks like it's taken off again. I am personally going to throw in a trade on this right now, live as we speak. I think 2,600. I've done an extrapolated poll placement on it, and 2,600 is the target. So I think Ethereum is ready to go, guys. So
I believe he's going to correct back again to the support, and then he is going to fly. No, the other one, the top one, because since he break, he will go a little bit up, and then he's going to test back, and then he flies over. That's my
test it though.
Wait for that. So
well, it's already tested it.
It has already tested it.
It's tested it.
I don't like to see the charts on 45 minutes. Normally, I see the charts on 4 hours or and now he's on 4 hours.
There's some 4 hours. I mean,
4 hours.
I cannot say that the next two candles is a retest. So I think it's. Let's see.
I personally would have put a trade in back here.
Yeah, but I cannot go back. Let's talk.
I missed all of this. I've been busy myself, and it's only today I had a proper chance to look at charts, and this is what I came upon. So this is all correlated. We've got the Bitcoin dominance cooling off nicely, coinciding with each little breakout. So if this keeps up, altcoins are going to start to really rocket off, I would say. So I'm personally thinking of opening up a few more positions in alts. And now from now until the blow off top, until the end of the parabola, which as we forecasted is possibly going to be sometime in September, October, November, maybe. So yeah, that's what I found on go Ethereum. Happy days if you own Ethereum, get ready for some nice gains. I think.
What are the indices, Dave, you will be looking in these particular parameters? When you compare the bearish thing with the prices of, like all these currencies.
The DXY index.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to find out how to get that, Arshid, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go into trading view, you go into indexes instead of charts. Here, I'll show you now.
Can you grab a link?
Yeah, no problem.
You'll be able to just grab a link there and drop it in.
To be honest with you, Dave, I have been, like lots in this quantitative analysis, and because I am into artificial intelligence, I have developed gazillions of algorithms as well. It was for stock trading platforms in order to analyze the, like the pattern of the trading behavior of the people in order to adapt these
Here
things.
we have the man that we were waiting.
So mainly, like you can only adapt till 50% or 55% efficiency, because as soon as you try to, like predict the behavior, people change their behavior. So you will be trying to, like predict as per, like 55%, oh, this is going increase and people will put more money. But as soon as it gets gone from the market, the value of that particular thing will automatically decrease. So people will be like selling it. So
yeah, but the point is, you what we want as the traders is we know that we're going to lose some trades, But we want, when we win the trades, we want to have a positive balance on the end, because we know that happen. But have you been able already to develop something interesting on the trading space?
I developed it was in portfolio optimization, with the neural algorithm. So how that works, it depends upon, you might be having some trader like Dave, he will be very much on Bitcoins. So, and some might be, like very much on Ethereum, or some might be very much on altcoin or some other funky currency. So what exactly these particular algorithm does, like it creates like the best population matrix. Like what's the pattern that Dave invests and he gets the profit? What's the pattern that some other person invests in Ethereum and he gets profit? And they will try to correlate an matrix, like that will be like an efficiency matrix, you can say, for layman terms. I won't be going too much technical. So what that
I think it's very
matrix will be-
interesting. The subject is very interesting. I think myself, I would like to know a little bit more about that. If you can share in the future. I don't know if Paula agree with that, or David.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like, because I think I will, because I did my thesis on this thing, this portfolio optimization.
Very
So
interesting.
I had, you can say, around, because in that particular space, it was, I think, time of 2019 start, when it was like a lot of boost in terms of the prices up and down, the bullish behavior and everything. I got, all the data from the Binance crypto exchange about the live prices and everything. So it was an interesting aspect in order to learn and everything.
What language you use to
It was
to
Python.
do that?
Python. Yeah. The R is good as well, but when you want, like introduce too much, I will say, statistics and coefficients and everything. But all these models, they need to, like predict, because everybody is looking for the risk versus return graph. So what you are talking about, Marco, like as an efficient trader, you need to make the move in the window that will make you the most profit.
Yeah.
Say for an example, if a trader is making a move in a window that will be like losing money, he will be definitely losing money. But if you're making a trade in a window that is like a win situation for everybody, you will be making gazillions of money.
Yeah, that's the point, and I think that's the challenge for for most of us.
Guys, now more than ever, you need to be extremely careful. If you're trading Bitcoin up on TradingView or up on a Bybit or Fimex or wherever you go to, I'm telling you, unless you have some sort of edge, you are going to get absolutely destroyed. You're going to give your money to the market makers. And these people are ruthless. They will take every penny you have, empty out your account unless you really know what you're doing. And all you have to do is you take Bitcoin again. Just as a real quick example, you'll see here some of the carry on that's been going on. This is Bitcoin against US dollar here. We had absolute shocking carry on going on. The market makers, they're tricking everyone. Look, everyone's throwing in their longs. Boom, they come down here. See these MACDs. Well, doesn't everybody trade?
Yeah, but in the 26, in 26 of March, you had the futures being the options, being called.
That doesn't really mean it. These people are too smart to all dump their futures at the same time. They've been gradually doing them over a 2-week phase. The market makers just pin the shorts, pin the longs, and then just take you all out. They look at where your stop losses are, and they'll drop a big freak candle down like this to get you under the moving average, because everybody's trading off these moving averages. So you need to do something different if you don't want your money to hook off you.
That's the flags that you have in your chart, bearish and bullish. Where come from that flags?
They're an RSI indicator.
And you are trading in the top of that RSI?
I actually don't use the RSI. I just threw it on today to have a look at the volume, because when Bitcoin and Ethereum were looking like they were going to do something, the volume looked really shabby, just looked like it wasn't there. So, I just threw them on just to have another look, another glance. But at the moment,
thing to do is not trade and just hold.
That's the smart thing to do, unless you put a good few months of study into it and really get to understand how the psychology of the markets work. Because them red bars are people being afraid Them green bars are people being greedy. You just need to look at it completely different.
I'm yet to found my gems this season. I still open to suggestions because I haven't found a gem for myself. I'm working with the gems from 2017. Fortunately, they are doing really well. The Dent and the Voyager. But I'm looking for if any of you have a gem there that can spare.
PRQ, buy some PRQ. Bro, it did break its all-time high today. But on the next dip,
which one?
PRQ, the project is Parsec.
Parsec, yeah.
Yeah, I sold a lot of it a while ago and I'm raging. I should have just hung on to it. And it has a small market cap. It's in the sweet spot. Plenty of room for growth and an absolutely killer team.
They have a very interesting idea, right? It's a bot, a kind of bot, right? That they map the movement between the wallets. You can target a specific wallet, and if they do a movement of coins from that wallet to an exchange, it flags you immediately, and you have an immediate opportunity. That means they're going to do something with that transfer. That's that project, right?
Yeah, and I checked out the team and stuff there. That was last year actually when it was first launched, and just amazing some of the collaborations they're after doing. And they didn't have a big fancy marketing team. They're just hard working, absolute killer developers doing an amazing project. So just a really safe bet if anyone wants to buy into a safe vault.
But the idea is really interesting. That way that you target the whales, and every time that there is a movement, you see that's going to happen something,
Yeah, I mean, there's another little edge. These are the type of edges that help, and things get competitive. So yeah, that's my pick of the
Marco,
day.
if you want to explore this thing, you should explore eToro. They do this particular application for stock trading. So they are trying to, do the same stuff. eToro, if you have read about
I have
that,
an account there. They offer me 100 euros. It's 200 euros now.
Yeah.
But I just have some small things there.
No, you can have a demo account, like they give you funky $3. Yeah.
No, but I used them in 2017, but then I cash out in 2017. And the other day I received 3 or 4 emails, and I was thinking that was spam. But the last one, fortunately, I start to look what they were looking. They were that I participate in. They were doing some questions. I think it was 10 or 12 questions. And they were saying that in the end they were giving a stock with a value of $100. And I went to the end, always thinking, oh, they're going to ask me something on the end. I think this is a spam or something like that. And in the end, no, was all everything. The next day I was logging on eToro, and it was there my stock. I sold immediately, of course, and I bought crypto. So happy, and now I duplicated the investment there.
Right, everybody, it is 8:20 now. We do have a few new people in with us, and we have people that have been here with us before, but they're more new to crypto than some of us. So just before we end up, I would like to give them the opportunity to hop in with any questions, any comments, any queries, anything like that that you might have. So that's really for you, Christian, Wayne, Catherine, Carlos, Oakley, Don.
From everything we've been listening, sorry, Paula, from everything, this is Wayne, from everything we've been listening to, I think I have a lot more research to do. So I'm going to be doing more of your videos and just doing a lot more research. But we appreciate everything that I've heard now tonight. It's opened my eyes, I have to say.
Good. What about you, Catherine?
Yeah, same. Just listening to some of it's going in, some of it's going over my head, but I have a lot of work to do as well. A lot of, I would need to start from baby steps, but it's amazing what you can absorb just by listening.
Catherine, we are just on the beginning of this journey. We are 1%, less than 1% of the total market of stocks or trading. So you have more than time to learn, accumulate information, and then start to take decisions. Don't rush.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not in any rush, but just yeah, just, take my time. Yeah.
Well, look, put it this way, only 1% of the population can actually understand the conversation about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin.
Okay.
So you're doing absolutely fine. Chris, what about you? Your first night here with us. Have you any questions or?
For me, I gained a lot of insights in the meeting. It's clear that I have to do a bit more fundamental research into the coins that I've invested in already. I went with the ones that people recommended to me, like, DOT, ADA, Bitcoin, Ethereum. But I'll need to do a bit more fundamental research, maybe look at the background, like you said.
They are pretty safe ones. I can tell you that much. They are pretty safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think I need to take it into account because I was just being told to just buy and hold. That's what they just told me.
That's another strategy, but you need to leave when they come down and they will decrease 70-80% in a correction. You need to live with that, and it's okay. It's okay. I did that myself without that. No, the thing there is people that are okay with that. There are long-term investors and they see the 10 years time or whatever. That's okay. But the problem is most of the people, they are really happy when they see the Bitcoin going to up, and then when they comes down, they're going to do the bad decision of selling in losses, and that's what is not recommendable on this.
I think that is for me. I want to hold for the long term. Maybe in 10 years, I want to have accumulated a much larger portfolio by then. I'm in no rush to sell or use anything, mate.
Good.
And that could be just thinking about stuff like that, because we said we talk about exit strategy. I think it's probably worth talking about things like staking and stuff like that, because going to what you're saying, Chris, if you are holding things like DOT or things like that, you can actually stake them and get interest or accumulate tokens that are compounded.
Oh,
so
yes.
things like that would help with
that. And that is a big win. That's very good.
And we've got the Telegram group, so we can, all these sort of things we can share in between meetings as well.
And when you think that the jargon is too much advanced, you ask explanation what you guys are talking about, because it's the way that you learn. So if you are using too much technical jargon, just any of you just jump and ask for clarifications what that means, because we understand that it's completely different jargon from the normal markets, let's say.
What about yourself, Don? How did you get on here this evening? Have you any questions or anything that, if you were in on Crypto Kitties, I'm sure you're plenty experienced.
I definitely don't put that one on my CV when I'm applying for jobs. I wasted €18 on Crypto Kitties. I'll never get it back. Yeah. I was interested in hearing about, I think you're talking, Paul, earlier about some kind of somebody has created some kind of chart about a cycle, including the.
Yeah, I'll share that in the Telegram group. David, were you able to add Don that time?
No, I'm after sending them my handle because I can't find, for some reason, I couldn't find Don, I couldn't find Chris's, I couldn't find Chris up there. I eventually got ours hit in because I took the underscore out from his handle and it just found him. But I tried him about 7 times before that, exactly as his name is typed, and it wouldn't work. I also tried, who else did I try? I tried to get Don in, can't get Don in. So, as I say, I'm up there as David Carl. If anyone wants to direct message me, and I can try and get you in that way. But I don't know what's going on with Telegram.
I can't find you.
No, we have the group set as a private group. So unless you get an invite from us, you won't be able to get into it.
Yeah, but I can't find David.
Should be able to
find David.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I'll drop you a message, Don, in meetups, because I can message people in meetups, and we'll work it out and we'll get you in. Is there anybody else that hasn't got in? Chris, you're in now, I think, to the Telegram group.
Am I?
I think
No,
so.
I couldn't get him in. No.
Oh, we couldn't get you in either.
No, I typed in Chris's name exactly as he sent it to me.
Oh, we have a number now for Chris.
I tried that as well. I tried all the guys' numbers that their names.
Chris, have you got Telegram? Yeah.
Yes, I'm on it now.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, if we don't hook up in the next few minutes on it, I'll message you as well in the meetups group, and we'll discuss it. You should be able to get a DM message from me in the meetups groups, and we'll fix it through that. Okay. Carlos, we haven't heard much from you this evening.
No, I've just been listening to you guys. I've been paying quite a bit of attention to all this, Bitcoins, altcoins, IDOs, how to get into the market, you know, the whole shebang. Obviously, listening to it doesn't mean that you know much about it. And you become aware that it's quite tricky. It also makes you feel quite uncertain about it. I had a completely different idea about the whole crypto space. So sort of not pulling back in terms of money, but it just made me feel a lot more defensive. I think exit strategies are very good, even with all the altcoins, because I think I can't really say, you know, I'm just listening to what people say, but there is a great risk of losing quite a lot of money with all the altcoins if you start playing around. So not in the long term, but in the short term, you need to be very careful.
Carlos, you are a normal investor on the stock market?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really. I had
so the risk is you have the same risk to lose money on the stocks market. You need to be aware of that. So if you build a mindset of investment, you need to be aware of the. I didn't want to scare no one, but that's the truth, you know.
Maybe I didn't phrase it correctly, Marco. I am fully aware how the stock market operates, although I haven't been investing on the stock market.
Okay, perfect.
But you know, I think in here is even more risky. To be honest with you, the risk is much bigger. With shares, you tend to at least, hopefully, you'll have.
I assume you are Portuguese, no?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, very good.
We have the same accent, Marco. You can't get away from it. And I experienced the stock market in Portugal, so I already saw it going up and completely, you know, going down. So, but that's it. So I've been learning, but there are no specific questions. I would like to know if somebody, I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with Uniswap, and how does that operate? Because it seems to be completely different from Binance, and Binance is the only experience I have.
Extremely different. So it's called what they term an automated market maker. So you can't set limit orders or market orders or anything like that. You just have to buy at the current price. That's anybody else want to jump in?
Yeah, it's decentralized as opposed to Binance, which is centralized. So it's the complete opposite, if you know what I mean. You don't have.
But when you exchange, with whom are you exchanging directly with somebody else selling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem I found with that is the miners fees. Is when you're making the exchange, you don't actually get upfront notice of what the mining fees are going to be. You then just get hit with them after you've made a transaction.
So if you can learn to use Uniswap, all these pancake swaps and all these other swaps that are going around, they're all exactly the same and they all work the same. So if you can learn to use one of them, you'll be able to use them all.
But the fees will be the same. Sorry, Oakley. We are facing those high fees in all of them.
No, Binance is a fraction of the price. But
sorry, I was just speaking about the sort of Polkadot universe or whatever that is.
Oh, right. The coins.
Yeah, so when Polkadot goes onto its own whatever block or substrate or whatever they're calling them, it won't have them fees. But until they migrate everything over, you're still hit with the ETH fees.
Okay, I appreciate that. Sorry,
Carl, I don't know. I don't know if Paula, you mind. We have because you are on a learning journey. I'm on another group. It's a Slack group, but it's all in Portuguese. There is a lot of investing documentation there. if you want then to drop me a message out of this, I can give you the access to that Slack group. There is an advantage, Paula, in terms of Slack. Slack allows you to have certain kind of levels and allows you to store information over the time, even for newbies. When they enter, they can go back on the time and see and follow the conversations. And we migrate from WhatsApp to there, and there was a huge benefit because now we have all the information classified, and even the conversations that that you had some time ago, you can go back on the time and recap that. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, we kind of selected Telegram because it's one of the main apps used in the crypto community for communications.
Yeah, I understand.
So that's kind of, instead of
I just noticed that
that
organization, special for newsbies, when you can build a part just for them where there is a lot of information, and we have a lot of information on that Slack. Sometimes I copy paste from there to our group, and other times vice versa. If the information is useful, we like to share around. I cannot extend the invite to no one here because I think Portuguese will be hard language for everyone else on the group.
Well, feel free if you want to drop the link in there in the chat for Carlos, feel free, or message him then separately after. You can send a direct message to Carlos here.
I think in Telegram I can.
Yeah, you can send it on Telegram or in the group, as Paula said. I would appreciate that, Marco. I must tell you that I don't have a Portuguese keyboard, so I'm always struggling with.
No, everyone. I think most of the people from that group they are in Dublin, so we'll be okay.
Right. Well, look, on that note, it's now 8:30. We are going to end up the session for this week. So we won't be having a session next week. We will the week after. We have extended the contest as well. So I let everybody in Telegram know that we have extended the contest. So anybody that hasn't minted, feel free. You've got 2 weeks now. Simon, we're going to send you a little reward. I'm going to be in touch with you and we're going to send you a little reward. So well done to you.
Well done, Simon. Very sorry about that.
You're going to receive one bat.
One thing, just while we've got new guys on, I just thought it might be worth mentioning about scams. There are absolutely tons of them going around at the moment, and they range from Telegram groups and for some of the new tokens that are coming out from Polka Star things. You're getting automatically added into scam groups if you're in these other groups. You've also got YouTube where they've got videos of Elon Musk or whatever. They'll play a legit video, but they'll link at the end and saying Elon's got 1,000 Bitcoin he'll give you. You just need to send him 5 Bitcoin and he'll send you 10. So be careful of all things like that.
Even I think was a couple of weeks ago, a public address that is known as a scam from Elon Musk, someone that have a profile like, someone dropped there 10 Bitcoins. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I tracked the wallet address of one of the Polka Starter scams. I think it was for Polkamon that was launched the other day. I tracked one of the scam sites because they put an address to send it to, and you can check it on Etherscan. They got something like between 60 and 70 ETH, where people had just sent ETH to them. It was awful. And I messaged the group. They banned me from the group for messaging in the legit group. I think I must have put a screenshot of this scam up and put this as a scam, and I think they must have thought I was trying to promote
it was the scam.
But it's just to say, be careful with those sort of things. There's a lot.
I think when there is too much offer or nobody promised nothing, so there is no free meals on this business. Be always aware. Ask another one, share. Try to validate the information. I think is
always validate. And also on that, Simon, I'm glad you brought it up. If any of you receive any spam through the meetups group, I know 1 or 2 people have, let me know, because people can join the meetups group freely and not come to the meetings, and it gives direct access to messaging within meetups. So check your settings in meetups that you can only be contacted by people within the group. But if somebody joins the group, I can stop them, but I can kick them out after if they've spammed somebody. So let me know if you receive any spam from anybody in the meetups group, and they will be kicked.
Thanks, Paula, being the Judge Judy of the meetup group.
Any spam and they're gone. That's it. Right, listen,
Good man.
until 2 weeks' time, then everybody have a lovely Easter. Don't, for those that do celebrate it, don't eat too much chocolate. And I'll see you all in a fortnight.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Paula.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Take
See you,
care.
Bye later. Take
Bye,
care.
everybody. See you,
Nice to see
Wayne.
you.
See you,
you.
Oki.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Bye.